Walz, you stated in your opening statement the following: but nothing Minnesota has done stands in the way of federal government managing its border security policy.
Okay.
Governor, I want to ask you, why are you lying to this committee?
I am not
Who's the top law
Congressman.
enforcement officer in the state of Minnesota?
the top law enforcement
Yep.
officer. Attorney General.
Yeah, that's right. What's his name? What's his name?
Are you asking me, do you know his name?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to True Voice. I'm Andrew, and today we need to talk about this heated exchange in Congress where Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was dragged through the mud by a Republican lawmaker. And let me tell you, this wasn't about facts. This was about political theater, fear-mongering, and the same tired talking points we've heard from the MAGA crowd for years. Now let's watch.
Do you know his name? Do you know his name?
I know the AG Ellison.
This is an article right here I'd like to submit for the record. Minnesota AG says will not enforce federal immigration laws as DOJ threatens to prosecute officials who resist.
Without objection to ordered.
Why are you lying to this committee? That is the top law enforcement officer in your state who's saying he will not comply with the federal government.
Nothing in his opinion changes the fact that state law requires all state and county officials to ask for immigration status when a convicted felon is
No,
committed.
I'm sorry, Governor. He is saying he will not comply with federal laws. That's your top law
Nothing in this
enforcement
opinion
officer.
changes how
You're
he-
lying and misrepresenting yourself to this committee. Now I want to ask you this. Do you think in that line of questioning, free health care, food assistance, free college tuition, driver's licenses, and cash assistance, do you think that that's helping or hurting this government manage its border security and policies?
Well, Minnesota ranks first in health care. We rank third in
Let
safety on
me
our roads.
answer that for you. It's actually hurting because what
It's
you've
making my state
created
safer
is
and more
you've created a
prosperous.
state that is now a magnet that is
There's
drawing
no law.
illegals
There's no sanctuary
to
law in
Minnesota.
Minnesota, Congressman.
I know you guys haven't put it that way on the books, but your state has everything, every element in it that is consistent with the sanctuary state.
That's
Moving
incorrect.
on, Mr. Walz. How about you calling ICE agents modern-day Gestapo? That also stands. Do you think that helps our federal government carry out its law enforcement?
I think best
border
practices in law
security
enforcement
policies?
by identifying who you are, identifying the vehicles, and making sure everyone has due process helps our law enforcement. I think covering your faces.
So you think that
rolling in there-
you think that helps calling our law enforcement agents that? What does ICE stand for, Governor? Immigration, Custom Enforcement, right? These are the guys that are tasked with enforcing immigration, federal
That's right.
immigration laws.
Federal. That's their job. It's
So
not
you
the
think
state's
that
job.
calling them Gestapo is helping? You're not standing in the way. None of the messaging, none of the rhetoric is standing in the way of this administration doing what they've been tasked to do. Is that what you're saying?
I think what would help them is to follow due process, and when they do these missions, do the things that we expect of law enforcement.
How about when you
Identify
went on
yourself.
Anderson Cooper, Governor Walz, and you said, how high is this wall? If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in a 30-foot ladder factory. Do you think that helps our federal government carry out its law enforcement, its border security and policy operations?
When did I say that?
You went on Anderson Cooper and said that.
I-
Do you not remember saying that?
I-
Because you've said so many outlandish things that you
No, I
can't
don't
even
recall.
keep track of them.
The point being is
The
that you
clip
need
is there
more
for
information.
everybody. It's there for all Americans. If you guys want to go watch it, it's an easy Google. All right, Governor, you recently went on Gavin Newsom's podcast. You stated in regards to MAGA voters, I scare them a little bit, which is why they spend so much time on me. No, I'm serious because they know I can fix a truck. That's your direct quote. You also said on the show, I think I could kick most of their asses. I want to be very clear with you, Governor. You do scare us a bit, but it's not because you can fix a truck or change a tire. It's actually because of your radical left-wing agenda. You supported putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. You advocated for the disarming of Americans of their Second Amendment rights. You're pro-sanctuary city, as we have uncovered here today. You claim there is no guarantee to free speech when it comes to misinformation and hate speech. That right there is why the American people have such a hard time with you. It's not because we're crazy MAGA people. It's because of your radical left-wing agenda. I want to ask you on that last one where you claim there's no guarantee to free speech. Did you pick that up on one of your 30 trips to communist China, Governor? That sounds a lot like something that they would do. Yes or no?
So I don't believe hate speech has
Okay.
a place in there. Hate speech that incites violence.
Governor Walz, you said that Kamala Harris picked you for vice president to code talk to white guys. How did that work out for this administration? How well did you do with white guys?
I don't have the
You
data.
lost by 22 points to white guys. And it's because you talk like the way you do, you say the things you do, and you have this radical left-wing ideology. So if you want to continue that rhetoric, go on, brother. Keep doing it. We'll keep destroying you in elections.
And the
Thank
people
you, and
of
I
Minnes-
yield back.
The people of Minnesota will continue to have me serve them.
Chair recognizes Mr. Ramirez.
So here we go again. They accuse Governor Walz of lying because Minnesota's Attorney General Keith Ellison doesn't want to weaponize state law enforcement to play ISIS political games. Newsflash, that's called respecting federalism and protecting state resources. Minnesota isn't blocking federal immigration law. They're simply not turning local cops into immigration agents. That's a huge difference. And then they pull out the laundry list: healthcare, food assistance, college tuition, driver's licenses, and claim Minnesota is some magnet for immigrants. You know what? If Minnesota is ranking #1 in healthcare and 3rd in education, that's something to be proud of. It means they're taking care of their people. What Republicans are really mad about is that progressive policies actually work. Now, they attack Walz for once comparing ISIS tactics to the Gestapo. Was it a strong statement? Absolutely. But let's be real. When law enforcement covers their faces, when they raid communities without transparency, when they tear families apart, that does look authoritarian. Walz is saying we need due process and accountability, not secret police tactics. Oh, and then they bring up that old Anderson Cooper clip where Walz joked about building a ladder factory to climb over Trump's wall. Guess what? He was right. Walls don't work. That whole Build the Wall slogan was just a billion-dollar scam on taxpayers. They even got petty, quoting Walz joking on Gavin Newsom's podcast that he could kick MAGA's ass and scare them because he can fix a truck. Folks, this is what the GOP is reduced to: crying about jokes while ignoring real issues like wages, healthcare, and climate. And then comes the free speech attack. They accuse Walz of being anti-First Amendment because he doesn't think hate speech that incites violence should be protected. That's not radical. That's common sense. Hate speech isn't free speech when it leads to people getting hurt. At the end of the day, this wasn't about border security or free speech. This was about a Republican lawmaker trying to score cheap points by painting Walz as a radical. But the reality is Governor Walz is fighting for healthcare, education, fairness, and accountability. That's what real patriotism looks like. So the next time you hear Republicans screaming about sanctuary states or radical left agendas, remember this: they're terrified of progressive success. Because when people see that good governance actually works, they know MAGA politics is nothing but noise. This has been Andrew with True Voice. If you believe in facts, fairness, and a better America, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep pushing back against the lies. See you next time.